Hello everyone, it's Rod here, and I wanted to bring you up to speed with a major new update associated with Cafe MOBA. And keep in mind this is specifically for the Cafe MOBA Standard Edition, so if you're using Cafe MOBA for Salesforce or Cafe MOBA for Microsoft Dynamics, these changes do not yet apply to those apps. So if you don't have this app yet, feel free to download it from the App Store. It is a free download, and you can follow along with this particular update. What we really wanted to bring you up to speed with was the difference in the way that we can configure a grid. Now these changes, these abilities are available to any user, so this does not require an IT change. It doesn't require a code change in order to be able to change the layout associated with your with the grid that you are looking at. And the way that we do that is we touch the edit button up here in the top right corner, and as you do that, you can see all of the components now have these slider bars on the borders of each of the components. And what this means that any one of these slider bars can now be adjusted so that you can change the size of that particular component. So as you do, the elements within the component are dynamically changed in size to reflect the size of the container that they're given. So when you do that, you have the ability to completely change the layout associated with the grid. Now, as I did this, you'll notice that we did maintain the 2x3 grid, so two rows and 3 columns. If you wanted to be able to get rid of any of these components, just like you did in previous editions, all you have to do is to touch the X in the top right corner of a component, and that element is removed. And now you can take the component that was below that one and simply drag it up to the top, and that way it fills out that space. Now as you do that, you will notice, and you see this in a couple of different places, is that the little scissors icon comes up, and what that means is that you can simply take that, drag it across the screen, and therefore create a component container essentially in that space. As per usual, you can take this component and you can drag it into another spot. And you'll also notice, of course, that these elements are numbered now. And the reason why we number them is because as we change the size, sometimes it may get a little bit confusing as to the order that these components are in. In Cafe MOBA, each of the components speak to each other, and they speak to each other in a particular order. So as we number them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., it shows you the order in which each of the components will talk to each other, and so those are things to keep in mind. Just a few other things about this. As per usual, you can change the layout of the grid according to any number of custom layouts or standard layouts that you've been given. So this goes right back to the standard layout that was given to you at the beginning of the session, and this will take you right back to where that was. Something else that you might notice as well that's a little bit different from last edition is that when you touch and change an element, you'll see these waves that go across the screen, and this is to indicate all of the components that are affected by that change. As I mentioned, because each component talks to each other, is that as you change one, it will affect other components, and this wave gives us a way of being able to see which components are affected, and that's much more noticeable than in the last edition, where all we did is we changed the key line around each of the components to show you that those elements have changed. So those are the major changes in the way that the layout is drawn and designed. It gives you a lot of flexibility in terms of what you want to see, and we think it's something that you'll like a lot. So there you go, and we look forward to speaking to you with the next update. Bye-bye.